Jennifer Garner and Ben Affleck have always had a complicated relationship. Let's not pretend we don't know the backstory. After their high-profile marriage and eventual split, the two have been seen navigating co-parenting, mutual respect, and at times, very awkward interactions. But what happened recently when Ben sent Jennifer a love note in the most unconventional way? It's something nobody saw coming, and it's bound to stir up all kinds of rumors and theories about where their relationship stands now. It all started when Jennifer Garner was spotted out and about in Los Angeles, looking absolutely stunning, as usual. She was on her way to a lunch date with friends when, out of nowhere, an envelope appeared at her doorstep. Of course, Jennifer wasn't expecting any kind of letter at that moment, but she was shocked when she saw who the sender was, Ben Affleck. At first, it didn't seem too out of the ordinary. The two share a friendly relationship, especially as co-parents to their children. But what made this moment stand out was not the contents of the letter, but the awkward way Ben decided to deliver it. Instead of sending the note through a traditional delivery method like a postal service, Ben opted for a much more unconventional approach. According to sources close to the stars, Ben didn't just mail the note. Instead, he had a mutual friend drop it off directly to Jennifer's house. But here's the kicker: he sent the note through a handwritten message attached to a bouquet of flowers. Now, it's one thing to send flowers, but it's quite another to go through this extra step, making the entire situation feel oddly theatrical. The message itself was brief, heartfelt, and somewhat cryptic. It wasn't a grand proclamation of love, but rather a more subtle acknowledgement of their bond. The note read, "To the one who's always been my home, Ben." While that may sound sweet to some, there's something a little awkward about it, right? It's a love note that doesn't really know what it wants to say, kind of like Ben and Jennifer's current dynamic. What did Jennifer think when she received the note? According to insiders, Jennifer wasn't exactly thrilled. While she clearly appreciates Ben and the way he's trying to communicate, she found the delivery a bit over the top. Jennifer isn't exactly one for dramatic gestures. She's more private and tends to shy away from the spotlight, especially when it comes to matters of the heart. There were reports that Jennifer read the note and smiled, acknowledging the thoughtfulness of it. But sources also reveal that she immediately went to her best friend to discuss the awkwardness of the situation. One can only imagine the mix of emotions Jennifer was going through at that moment: surprised, perhaps even flattered, but definitely unsure how to respond. It's not easy when your ex-husband is sending you love notes, but you're also trying to maintain a new chapter in your life, especially with her boyfriend, John Miller, in the picture. What makes this situation even more interesting is the timing. Ben's message comes at a time when Jennifer is happily involved with her longtime boyfriend, John Miller. While Ben and Jennifer have stayed close post-divorce for the sake of their kids, this act of sending a personal message is seen by many as a subtle reminder that he's still holding on to something. Could this be a sign that Ben is having second thoughts about his life with Jennifer? Some fans are speculating that this might not just be a friendly gesture, but an attempt at rekindling something, though, of course, we can't say for sure. What's even more curious is how Jennifer will handle this situation moving forward. Will she brush it off as another moment in their strange post-divorce friendship? Or will this gesture make her rethink her relationship with Ben? Let's be real, if you're a fan of Jennifer and Ben, you've probably spent some time wondering if they might ever get back together. And while we can't say for certain what's going on behind closed doors, this latest interaction seems to suggest that their connection is still there, at least in some form. But while there's clearly a bond between them, we shouldn't overlook the fact that they're both living separate lives now. Jennifer has her stable relationship with John Miller, and Ben has moved on in his own way, too. The tricky part is that their history is never far behind them, and moments like these, though small, tend to trigger speculation. Some might argue that this kind of message from Ben is a sign of his lingering feelings. Others might say it's simply Ben being kind and respectful, maintaining a connection in a way that suits them both. The real question everyone's dying to know is, could this love note lead to something more? While we can't predict the future, there's definitely a possibility that Ben's gesture might spark more conversations between them. If anything, it shows that there's no bad blood between the two. Maybe they're just taking things one step at a time. Whether Jennifer decides to address the note or not, we know one thing for sure: the fans are watching, waiting, and questioning what's next in their relationship. Will Jennifer confront Ben about the love note, or will this just become another quirky moment in their ongoing connection? So what do you think about this whole situation? Was Ben's awkward love note a sweet gesture, or was it just too much? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to hit subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the story, because you know we've got even more celebrity gossip and juicy updates coming your way.